Good morning. Morning, everyone. Hope everybody's having a good day. It is Wednesday. Thankfully, I have a calendar nearby. Let's see who's in the chat. Yeah, it's September 20th. I can't believe it's already September. That's just crazy. But, yeah, here we are. Hi, Sally. Why can't I hear you? Can you hear me?
I'm muted.
Oh my gosh.
I'm trying
like,
to figure.
Oh my gosh. We had a great listing challenge show yesterday.
Yeah,
Got
we
a lot
did.
done. It was really good. It was
Well, I
much
got my
needed.
10 done at least.
Yeah, that's great.
I was happy about that.
That is awesome. Oh, Anissa said I put first because you know how people say first. And Anissa says I was first at 8:30. Oh, okay. I see. I see how that goes. So you know how I was gonna go mow my lawn?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I went out and mowed. I got one part of the yard done, and my blade broke.
Oh no.
Not just the blade, but the actual apparatus that holds the blade up into the mower.
Oh.
So I don't know.
I'm sure you have some kind of like person there that fixes that kind of stuff.
In Everest,
Maybe not right there in Everest, but maybe in
Horton.
Horton or something.
Yeah. I don't know. I was, I'm tempted just to, because it is September, the grass is going to probably start dying by next month.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually almost tempted just to say screw it and just kind of until next year, I don't know.
That's what my kids have always told me. Why would you mow the lawn? I said, because it gets long. They said it's gonna die anyways.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with that to a sense, and to an extent, but you know how I am. I like to have a nice yard. That's always been important to me, just to have a nice looking yard. I think that, it just kind of sets the tone. What I might do is I might see if my neighbor next door might come over and at least do the front, because it's kind of hard to get through the fence. You can't have a really wide mower to get through the fence. So I can maybe work on the backyard with just the weed eater and just try to get it down.
Yeah.
But I'm just not really about spending any money fixing that right now. I have bigger fish to fry, and I don't like fish. Long grass leads to snakes. Yeah, I agree to that. I mean, it's not super long, but it's long enough where I actually don't like walking in the grass because it's that, it's probably maybe about that long. But to me, that's long.
Yeah.
So, so that's kind of what I'm thinking. And, You know, just have him come over and mow the front just so it looks halfway decent, and, you know, just try to get through October. You know, maybe have him mow it a couple of times and, you know, pay him a couple of
Right.
bucks. He won't take any money, I know that, but, you know,
Yeah.
keep it down around the house. Yeah, yeah, that's true. Ringo's doing good. He's very energetic in the middle of the night. I mean, he's definitely energetic, and when he gets his little bursts, yeah, it definitely comes out and is crazy. That's true. The snakes are. It's getting colder, so the snakes are hiding. So yeah, I mean, if I can keep it down around the house, you know, use the weed eater to get the long grass and, you know, just kind of get by. I'm kind of thinking I was going to buy one, just buy one like off of Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
$50 or whatever, but I don't really have $50 to go out and blow. So
Yeah.
I think I just need to, um, and then when the time comes for me to move, I can sell the mower for $100 and be done with it. I guess I could probably do that now, but, you know, just get rid of it.
Yeah. It's not a riding lawnmower, is it?
Yeah,
Oh, is it?
yeah. But I don't know, you know, I don't know what it would cost to get that fixed.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm figuring probably at least $100 just to get it fixed, if that. And um it's an old mower. You know, it's not super old. I think it's 8 years old, 7 or 8 years old. But you know, and I probably haven't kept up with the maintenance, and you know, my father-in-law asked me if I sharpened the blades. I'm like, no, I don't know how to do that. So I don't know. But so it's just one of those things that happen, and you know, you just have to figure out what you want to do, and if you want to fix it, fine. If you don't, then you know, then don't.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call Nikki again. I don't know if she's at any auctions or anything today, but today's Wednesday. Usually she has an auction on Thursday, but that's at night. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna call her again. And then I invited Tess to come on the show also.
Cool.
So I'll do that. And then maybe I'll call her this way and see if maybe she can come on.
I don't know
But
why my eBay does that.
what's
It
that?
says respond to open offers app underneath my shipping stuff. It
Uh-huh.
says respond to open offers, and I open it, and it's one of the offers that I countered,
Hmm.
and so I can't even do anything with it.
Hmm.
You
I
know what I
didn't
mean?
know. Yeah.
More Nikki.
Well, I was noticing that I was doing a little research this morning on my bank account, and I noticed that eBay had charged my bank account for my shipping yesterday when I had, you know, I had the funds in to pay for it, but it took it out of my bank account, which I'm not sure why they did that.
Yeah, I don't either.
So I'm gonna have to call them, find out what they're doing.
You didn't change any of your settings?
Nope.
Yeah.
Because that should come right out of, I mean, when I did my shipping this morning, it came right out of PayPal. So,
Huh.
I don't know. I don't know.
What you doing this morning, Nikki?
What did you say?
I said, what you doing this morning?
I'm just laying down. I'm not feeling well.
Oh,
Oh, that's
that
not good.
sucks.
Hold on a second. My dog's driving me nuts.
Okay. So just
Yeah, I keep thinking about that tie. I just hope I find it. It's got to be here somewhere.
yeah, ties usually don't grow legs and walk off, but
I don't know. You got one of those special ones. Never know.
yeah, I was thinking about it this morning because I know, looking through like all of my shirts and all of all of the things that I have in my totes, I know that all that stuff is not, it can't all be on eBay. There's got to be things that have, well, I know that there's at least 150 things that aren't on there. So
That's crazy.
now I got to go, I think I'm just going to have to just buck up and just start going through boxes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's what I was thinking with that tie, that maybe because I know that I put one or two in my inventory boxes, and I found one, but it's not the one.
Huh. The search is on.
I'm just hoping it doesn't take too long to find it.
Yeah.
I gotta sleep today.
Yeah, you do.
I know what part of my problem is. It's because I haven't had any pop since yesterday morning.
Ooh.
So I've just been drinking tea and water.
Right.
And I didn't even get a cappuccino last night because I was trying to I filled up this bottle of water, and I told myself last night, if you don't drink the whole bottle of water, you can't have a cappuccino. So of course, it's still half full. And I'm like, oh, I don't have to drink my water, but I'm not getting a cappuccino either, Now I just feel like shit. Stupid.
Hi, Tessa.
Good morning.
Trying to figure it out.
No worries. No worries at all. Yeah, I am the same way. My first and foremost thing today is I'm going to do, I have to get my listings done. And so that's number one. And then after that, then I can clean a little bit and get things done. So
Right. I mean, yeah, and really, like, when you don't want to list, you like think, oh, I'll just clean or whatever, but I don't want to do any of it. I really don't. I just want.
Yeah. I mean, of course you are looking forward to sleep. That's understandable. Completely.
Yeah, I just don't want to do any of it.
Yeah. Well, and I
Right.
still have like some of my listed stuff still in my unlisted room.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's all on shelves, but it's still in there. And so I really need to go through that first and just start moving things, and maybe go get me another couple of shelves or something, and because I have all those white shelves that I took down, so
Yeah.
I need to get all those and maybe put them somewhere. I don't know where.
Yeah.
My house is getting too small for me. I'm growing out of it.
Don't say that. Nikki be right
And
on
then
your tail.
I know. But
I
I was
get you.
thinking, I know. I was also, I'm also kind of thinking about, I've got some furniture in here that is not needed. And, I've got this treadmill that I don't use. I've got a kitchen table and chairs that I don't use. I've got a freezer that I don't use. Maybe I need to just start, getting rid of that stuff. And,
Yeah.
I actually want to get rid of this air, this stuff.
Yeah.
Um, and not because like it's cluttered or I don't like the way that it looks, when I'm doing that. I don't care about that. I mean, that's just life, but um, it's cluttered to me, and I want to get it cleaned up. So trying to
Did you click on the bell, Beth?
think of that. The bell.
That's not
It's
getting
on
your
there.
notifications.
Well, that's weird. I'm sorry, Beth.
All right.
Yeah, I
Aiden,
think
can you hear me?
that's what I'm gonna start doing. Yeah.
Okay. I can't. My camera's saying it's not compatible with Google Hangouts, so
Oh, it
Oh.
looks fine to me.
you can see me. Oh,
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
look! Suddenly, there's a picture there. A second ago, it
Believe
was
it or
telling
not,
me it
I got a
wouldn't
camera.
work, and now it's
Huh.
actually working. It was saying it couldn't use it. I don't know. I'm not sure what that was about.
It lied.
Apparently. So hi, y'all. I feel really weird because I have been watching you and know you, but you don't know me.
Now we can watch you.
Yeah. Awesome. I'm
Nice.
glad you were able to come on. That's great.
Yeah, me too.
I think it's good to, to kind of mix things up, and, a lot of the, people that are in the chat, you kind of want to put a face to them, even though you can go look them up and you can see their picture or whatever,
Yeah.
it's always good just to have a little bit of newness,
Yeah.
because I know you guys all get bored with me and Sally and Nikki, so not. There's nothing boring about us. That's
No.
for sure.
I guess that's why we all keep coming back. Huh?
That's true. That's a
I
good sign.
have a new perspective though on stuff.
Sure.
That cha-ching was mine.
Oh, good.
Get
That's
it.
awesome.
I'm
Happy for you. What'd you sell?
a filter for Harley.
Oh, good.
don't.
Awesome.
The reason why I'm sick is because I fell and hit my head again.
Nikki.
Last night, my dog was our little Jack Russell.
Yeah.
She was laying down on the floor in the middle of the floor, and I didn't realize it, and I almost stepped on her. And I don't know how I did it, but it was like I brought both of my feet out from underneath myself on her, and I fell and hit my head.
Oh no. Are
Um,
you
yeah.
okay?
Yeah, I'm all right. I just not feeling that well.
I
Go
mean,
to the
you don't feel
doctor
dizzy.
later. I'm gonna go to the doctor later because I
That
wasn't that long ago that I had. What was it? Well, like 2 weeks
yeah,
ago, I think I might as well get
right.
checked out.
Yeah,
Did
that's
you
probably
hit
not a
your
bad.
head?
Yeah, I hit my head.
I didn't hear you.
My,
Did you hit your head?
Yeah, she did.
yeah, I did. I hit my head.
Oh no. You might seriously need to go get checked out at ER.
Hank
I'm
Allen
gonna.
Cash says we're gonna wrap you in bubble wrap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I
Jake
probably would have
Pierce.
killed her if I would.
Jake Pierce says, "Is this a tutorial for how to eat eBay?" No, this is a live show. We're all resellers, but it's not a tutorial. I'm sure there's other videos out there that you can go to if that's what you're looking for. Um,
How
sometimes
to
we
sell
talk
on
about
eBay?
sometimes we talk about life. Sometimes we talk about reselling.
Mhm.
Usually it's a little bit of everything. So that's what this live show is about.
But if you have questions, please ask.
Absolutely. You know, we're definitely open to questions, and we have plenty of people in here that have done eBay, for a lot of years and have good experience. So um, yeah, definitely. If you have any questions, let us know. We're glad you're here. So
Now have to let me know if my dogs get too loud. They're a little crazy.
it's okay.
We all have dogs that are crazy.
Our dogs are perfect.
Um, yeah. So, and if you ever need to, Tessa, if you ever need to just, step out or go do something real quick, that's fine. No problems. Just I always say just mute yourself and then um, go do what you need to do. Sometimes I need to go put my packages out or well, you've watched the show, so
Yep.
Pushing and picking. We already have
what's
a
he
few
talking
good
about?
men.
What do you say?
Oh my gosh. For a few good men. That's right. And we are not Amish. Not to say that Amish is bad, but
Oh, dang it.
I think people can figure that one out.
Best said I sold something yesterday that I listed yesterday. Do I win?
no, you don't win. You don't
Congratulations,
win.
though.
Yeah, that's awesome. I I don't think I have ever had that happen to me where I've listed something and sold it the same day. So, no, I've never had that happen.
I do it all the time.
That's called a,
For me, that's like a shot in the dark.
well,
Hmm.
it's great when that happens. I mean, as long as you price it right and, um, you want to just get rid of it,
Yeah,
it's gone.
yeah. But
That's
I think that's great.
that's what happened with those helmets. I had them sold within an hour.
What is the fastest you've sold something, Valerie?
I would say probably the next day.
Huh.
The following day. That's
Wow.
that's pretty normal for me. But yeah, Beth says the fastest is 9 minutes. Wow,
Mhm.
that is
Yep.
crazy.
I want to know what you sold, Beth.
Yeah, what did you sell? Anissa says she sold something in 20 minutes of listing. It was a
Yep.
plush Lion King Nala.
I've sold within
Oh,
10
wow.
minutes. I've seen it.
It sells that fast. I'm always worried that I didn't price it right. The price was
Yeah.
probably way
Mm.
too low.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Marching band VHS tapes. Wow,
Really? Wow.
that's pretty amazing. Dawn says 5 minutes for her. So are you feeling is that a spider on the wall?
Where?
On what wall?
Where?
I do spiders fine. I'm not too scared of spiders.
I do not do spiders fine.
No.
Yeah. I'm not sure what is it mine?
Well, Sally's the only one with a wall behind her, so.
That's true.
Yeah, but
Do you have a spider on your wall?
no. No.
Okay.
Who was
I think
asking?
that Jake Pierce.
Oh, I thought
I
it was
don't know.
fishing and picking. I was like, you guys are
Made you
believing
look.
him?
Made you look,
Yeah,
right?
made you look.
He
Mm.
said it's on the board games.
That's you.
That's Tess.
I don't see a spider.
I don't see one either.
That's always a possibility. But I'm telling you, if it gets too close to me, you'll see me dance. So
Oh. Megan says she sold jeans within 3 minutes and blank videotapes within about 15 minutes. That's awesome. Beth said it was so she had 150 or $1.50 in them and sold them for $125. Wow.
Hey,
Yeah, that's really good.
Good morning, Silver Stacker. Good morning, Fast Furious. Oh my gosh. That's too many F words.
uh-oh.
Fast Furious Fabulous Flippers. That's great. Yeah. Well, at least Jake, you made us look, so made you look. Let's see. Have you ever met the American Pickers or been to antique archaeology? Actually, I have never met them. I don't know that anybody on the panel has met them. And actually, we should have when we went to Nashville. We should have went and seen. We should have went there, but we didn't. Um, I think it would be cool to see that. And I think I'm trying to think. I think they have an Iowa store, right? I think that's where they're originally based out of, and which Iowa's not very far from me, so it'd be a good little road trip to go up there and see that.
Yeah, it might be neat.
Beth says American Pickers picked a friend of mine, totally scripted. Yeah, I think most of those shows are. They have to be. You really have to kind of make sure that you've got stuff to talk about and um, stuff that you can find. So of course you're going to have things that are going to be planted and set up. In that case, I would think.
Morning, Harley Woman.
So.
Yeah, they were coming here. They came here like a year ago, and then they were coming here again this year or something. But my dad said if we called him, he'd get his gun.
Oh my gosh. That's kind of scary. Oh. Yeah, they made it look like they just drove by his house and decided to stop. Not true. They planted items to find. They were his items, but still. Yeah. I mean, I loved the show. I just liked, seeing all the things that they found and digging through places that hadn't been open. Of course it's going to be it's going to be definitely scripted, and that's just kind of part of it, I think. But good entertainment anyway.
I stopped watching when they passed by a steam engine that was on the show.
Yeah.
I know one time they stopped and looked at a steam engine, but before that there was a steam engine. They panned right by it. And it was like, okay, I understand they're not going to fit a steam engine in the back of their van or something that big, but at least show it. I mean, a steam engine, that's from the 1900s or before.
Right.
I mean, well, we're in the early 1900s. Like my dad's is 1903. At least look at it. I mean, this is a part of our history.
Right.
And
Right.
at least show it and talk about it, And then there was multiple tractors that they passed by, and it's like not little oil cans or something. It's not something that they should talk about.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely, part of history and everything, but if that's not what they're looking for, or if if that's not what their show is about, is the history, then it just doesn't go along with their theme, basically.
Well, my thing is they stop and look at a lot of stuff that they're not interested in, but they still talk about it.
Right.
So I was just like, these guys ain't real pickers.
We're the real pickers, the real American pickers.
What?
I
What
said
do you say?
we're the real American pickers.
Yeah.
We're the real deal.
This is what we do. I just picked out 10 pairs of jeans out of my own house.
Well, that's good. That's awesome when you can do that.
Plus, I think their stuff is a little far fetched. I mean, first of all, they don't make very much profit on stuff they sell. It seems like, and I don't know. I used to like the show. I used to like to see the finds that they'd find, but too scripted.
Really?
Well, yeah. And kind of, in a sense, I mean, I guess in the back of your mind, you probably already know that it's scripted, but you have this, what is it, this pipe dream, that they're the real thing, and so in a sense, you really don't want to believe that because, hey, you have them on a certain level, so. I always liked the girl that worked for them, though, Danielle.
Mm-hmm.
I always thought she was really cool. I love that kind of eclectic you know, look and, just, I mean, to me, I think she was a good picker, because they had her on the road a couple times, and
She's a fraud too.
so
They just
that's
hired
right.
her because she looks different and
Oh,
people
really?
like her. Yeah, she doesn't really work. She doesn't really work at that place.
Wow.
She's there for the show.
Let me tear your whole world down.
Sorry.
Now I have nothing to believe in. Hell, I might
Sorry.
as well just go to bed.
Mm.
Screw the listing. I'll just go to bed. Wake up tomorrow. It'll be a new day. I have no idea if Danielle is still with them or not. I don't even know if they're still making like new episodes or anything. Like it might be just
Yeah,
reruns.
I think
yeah, they are because they just advertised here not too long ago that they want people from up here to pick at.
Yeah.
yeah, that I seen that too.
Well, you know.
And they actually had it in the paper here.
Huh.
Because I told my dad, I said you should do that just so you can show your stuff, and that's when he's like, "Nope, they come here, I'm getting my gun." He said, "I'm not selling shit." I said, "You don't
I
have to
am.
sell anything to them."
Yeah. I am sure that they have encountered that quite often. Like if they've got, even just the producer, comes up and questions, you know, uh, if they can go dig in or see what they can find in there. I'm sure not a lot of people are interested in that.
They don't
Uh,
they don't just go and stop at people's places. They put the word out in an area and say, if you're interested in us coming to look
oh,
at your stuff, give us a call. And so
so they
then you
kind
or
of
you
they
email them or do
basically
whatever.
recruit, right?
And they
Okay,
yeah. And then you call them or whatever, email them or go on their site or whatever it is. I don't remember. And you tell them, yeah, I'm interested in you coming to look at my stuff and look at your stuff, and they'll figure out if they want to show your stuff. And
okay, yeah. Now my whole outlook on that show is just down the toilet. Like I'll never watch that thing again. Like a casting call, right? Yeah, because it
don't make
portrays
it not.
them, just kind of driving around, freestyle picking and everything. Yeah, my world just shattered.
Sorry, Valerie. I
That's
hate
all
when
right.
people do that to me.
Somebody just pissed in my Cheerios.
I'm sorry.
Oh well, I'm sure it won't be the last time. But just because Beth says just because you contact them doesn't mean that Mike and Frank show up. A production team shows up first to check it out. Yeah, that makes sense. The little man behind the curtain has been exposed.
Yeah,
Exactly.
they only come for the actual filming of what they want to put on the show. Like
Man,
like that like that old show uh that home makeover show.
right?
Did it here, and you never see Ty or any of them. They don't actually come and actually help build the house.
Really?
Yeah.
Man.
And no, they're out of town. They're out of town filming another one
Mm.
while they're building this house. They're filming another home.
So
Um,
basically, Ty comes in when everything's done,
yeah, and
and they're
then
just
films it.
going to present the house or whatever to the
Yeah, and
homeowners.
then itself, uh, they make it all fancy and stuff. Well, then after the show is filmed, then they come in redo the house so that the family can live in it.
Mm-hmm.
Like ours had like some kind of glass, whatever. Well, they came back in and they had to remove those all so that the family could live there.
Mm.
Some of some of the fancy stuff that they do, they don't actually keep it in the house so that in it.
I will never look at TV shows, reality shows the same. Man.
A lot of those shows too, when they
Yeah.
come in and redo those houses and it increases the value of the home,
Yeah.
families end up with really high tax bills.
Yeah.
And a lot of them have ended up losing their homes after it happened because
Right.
the house was actually increased to a value that they couldn't afford. You know, and especially when it's like the makeover one where they're coming in and fixing problems with the house, like that's actually very
Wow.
common for them to lose their house.
Huh.
But it's all for the sake of TV, so
Yeah.
must be okay.
Man. Yeah, Hank Allen says home buying and selling remodeling shows make me feel like I live in 12,000% below poverty level. They're talking about, oh, it's only 455,000. Then we have money left to remodel for another 125,000.
Yeah.
Like, what? Oh.
Beautiful homes, and they're like, oh, well, we could change this, we could knock this out, we could, and it's like, that is a perfectly good home. What the hell are you doing?
Right.
I always watch Hoarders because that always makes me feel better about my house.
Yeah. Secrets about that show, but I don't think they come in and
It staged that one. Yeah, I don't think they staged that one.
Or our budget is only 900,000. Yeah. Yeah, I would really like that blackberry thistle tea. I need to know that information. Just so I know I'm on the right track, because maybe I've got some kind of fairy tale. I've got it for everything else. I probably have it for that too. Crazy. Sally, are you still with us? Okay. Poor thing. Hey, just to let you know, Sally, you're on mute.
You were telling me before I started like an hour-long conversation.
Yeah, I was like, oh, she's gonna start talking. She's on mute. I can't hear her. I did end up editing that video. I found out how to do that.
Did you?
Last night. So I think it's like 3 or 4 minutes long.
So what did you get? What parts did you get?
Like when I actually found the mouse
Mm-hmm.
and started jumping around, and then I didn't get the end, but I just got that period where I found the mouse, I got the mouse, and that was pretty much it. So
That's good.
Yeah. So
yeah, it's good.
I like I was actually tempted just to do like the very first part where I'm jumping around and just do that, because to me that's like hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
But
you should go back and watch the listing challenge show, because I have it on there, because I screen shared it.
Mm-hmm.
I screen shared your video, but I couldn't hear you. Well, I could hear you, but nobody else could.
Right.
But I was screen sharing it, and you were just like, sometimes they could hear you because you were still on the Hangout, you weren't muted. You just had your camera off,
Oh, gotcha.
and so they could hear you running through the house and stuff like that, but they just couldn't see you. And yeah, it was just funny, and I'm cracking up. Like the whole time, I am cracking up.
That's too funny. Yeah, yeah, you should go and watch that. It's on the Chick Picker channel. You should go take a look at that because it's pretty hilarious.
Todd's Boston Terrier Jenny killed a rat in the backyard and brought it in the doggy door.
Ew.
Ugh.
Yeah, I wouldn't be very appreciative of that.
I
I'd be
wouldn't be
locking that
okay
dog
with having rats
outside.
that close to my house. You have rats that close to your house?
That's scary. That's always been a fear of mine to have a doggy door because I wouldn't want any other little critters to get in too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. That's why I don't have a doggy door.
Yeah. I have a back door that I leave open all the time. But I don't think anything else will come through it because of my dogs. Because
Right.
it's right next to my bedroom, and my bedroom door's open all the time. The back door's open all the time. So like, if something was to come through the back door, and then we have a gate that it actually goes in between the washer and the dryer, and it cuts off the hallway right there. And so there's nowhere for it to go except for our bedroom. Like if something was to come in.
Yeah.
And so I think if something came in, then, it'd probably go right back out. I have no snakes in my house.
Well, that's good. That's always a
Yeah.
plus.
Ugh.
Yeah. I don't want any additional critters. A mouse is bad enough. So
They have doggy doors though that have collars for your dog, so that when they
right.
come up to the doggy door, it'll open up, so nothing can
Right.
come in unless your dog's like right there.
That
But
makes
Bring it
sense.
on. Bring it on, Eric. Bring it.
But I worry about with my dogs. That's why my dogs don't have collars, because I worry about them being out in the woods and stuff with collars on and getting hung up.
Right.
I know
So
you're
your
just
dogs are all they just roam, or I mean they don't have a fence or anything like that. They just run around.
No, I have 25 acres.
Okay.
They have the run of the land. In the neighbor's land. Talk about.
I am not planning on doing any kind of possum casserole or rat pate or nothing like that. I understand I'm moving south, but I have no interest in all that.
No turtle soup.
No turtle soup.
They do some. I know Brandon's aunt does roadkill, but
Really?
I'm yeah, but I'm really leery about eating anything over there.
Yeah,
Like
no.
I'll eat fish. I'll eat fish, but they do possum and all that.
Ugh.
I
Who
couldn't
does?
do it. My aunt or Brandon's aunt.
Yes. Well, if we were broke and didn't have anything else to eat, I guess possum probably would look pretty good.
Yeah.
I'd go get a deer. They come down my street every night, so I mean it's not like, you know, they're not around. I'd just go
Right.
get one.
Yeah.
I'd probably go shining for one.
And hopefully the DNR is not watching this.
Huh?
Hopefully the DNR is not watching this show.
Uh-huh. I have a niece that works for the DNR. It was so funny because my husband, my niece, put on Facebook. She goes, I'm looking for a fishing partner. I'm, you know, out of school right now, and because she came home from college, and she says, I'm out of school right now, and looking for a fishing partner, and I have today off, and Brandon messages her and says, I'll go fishing with you, but I don't have my license. I don't have my money to get my license, so I'll just fish, you know, and hopefully I don't get caught by the DNR. And she goes, you know, I work for the DNR, don't you?
Nice.
And he goes, oh, well, I do now. Whoops. But yeah. Whoopsie-doo.
And who was that?
My husband,
Oh, your
talking to his niece, yeah.
That's funny.
Well, no duh, Tom. Tom says, that's illegal, Sally. I mean, if I was starving, my family was starving, you know, I'd find a way to feed them.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to do some illegal stuff to do that. I mean,
No.
that's the way it is.
So have you made any good sales recently, Tessa?
A few. I sold a Care Bear yesterday that I got at the bins and sold it for about $25.
Nice.
So that's not terrible.
No, not at all.
Got it at the
Is
bin,
it
so
a
what you say?
talking
What?
one or anything?
Say that again, Sally?
Is it talking or anything?
It actually was. It was actually a dancing and a talking one. I mean, I probably paid like $3 for it because it, like I said, it did dance and talk. So had a little more weight to it than a normal plush, but yeah. So that was not a bad sale. I was very happy with that.
I sold one for very cheap last week, and it sold, but they didn't pay for it.
Yeah, that happens occasionally.
Yep.
Yeah, I sell a lot of little toys, so a lot of little stuff that I've had sitting here. I've been actually trying to scale up to some bigger stuff, but I'm still trying to clean out a lot of the inventory. So some of it's little, but I did have a bunch of Viewmasters that I lotted up, 6 of them into a group, and I sold that for $28. So that was nice.
Yeah.
And some cake pans that I've sold that I made a little bit of a profit in. Oh, probably my favorite I actually just sold at the beginning of the week was Teddy Ruxpin vintage books and cassettes. And
cool.
They were 2 packs, and there was 2 of them, so it was 4 total book and cassette sets, and they were brand new, still sealed. And I picked them up at Walmart for like $2.99 and sold them for $60. So
awesome.
Yeah.
I had a Teddy Ruxpin like a year ago that I sold for like $80.
Yeah, I guess that's one of those things people, you know, they have them when they were a kid, so they get excited about. Which I heard there's one coming out this year, actually, that they redid it, and that's going to be a big thing at Christmas. But this one was old. It was from the 80s.
That's awesome.
Yeah, those kind of sales that keep us doing it, huh?
Right.
Get a taste of it, and then you're like, all right, I gotta go chase it.
Mm-hmm. I haven't had much lately. I mean, the day before yesterday, I had like 3 sales, and it was pretty good. It was like I think it was like $66 or something. It was a really good sale, or really good day for me. I mean, I've had $100 days and stuff like that, but to be consistently, making money, 3 sales a day is fine for me. But yesterday, because I had listed 10 yesterday, and I listed 10 the day before that, and all I got was a sale for a tie, and it was kind of, I was like, I just listed 20 things consistently, and this is all I get. But it'll probably be, I figure it takes a couple of days for those to usually kick in.
Yeah.
So maybe tomorrow or the next day I'll have really good sales again. But if I stay consistent, then it'll stay like that,
When I start listing after not listing for a while, yeah, it usually takes a couple days for it to kick in. But then if you keep doing it, then yeah, you're gonna start getting consistent sales every day.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. That's really what I need. Did you list any yesterday, Nikki?
Yeah, I listed like 6 or 7.
Good.
Then I went out to the garage while we were on the show. I went out to the garage to get some stuff. Well, then I started fiddling around out there and totally spaced out that we were on a show.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
I came back in and Valerie's like, well, I'm going to shut it down. I was like, oh, well, I guess I'm supposed to.
No, that happens to me sometimes too. Like, where'd the time go? Oh. Mary says, I have an NFL Shrinky Dinks Green Bay Packers kit. Would you list them or ditch them?
I'd list them. Shrinky Dinks are supposed to be pretty good, I thought.
I don't know. I've never sold them before.
Shrinky Dinks, is that like the you're talking about the toy? Talking
Yeah.
about used Shrinky Dinks?
Are they the old ones or the newer ones? Because they had the ones when we were kids, and then they had. Well, I see some NFL Pittsburgh Steelers Shrinky Dinks brand new, $59 plus $3 shipping. They just sold on September 16th. So if they're the newer ones, they're going to be a little lower end in the $10 range. Wait a minute, I might have spelled it wrong. I remember a few years ago they were like really, really good. The vintage ones were.
Yeah.
But I see now they're not as good as they used to be. But I'd still list them. I mean, they're still bucks, so I'd still list them.
Yeah, football stuff. I really don't have any problem selling football stuff. Around here, of course, we have like the Kansas City Chiefs, who I don't have anything to do with. So, I usually sell those pretty good. banana spiders. I've never heard of those. They're pretty big.
No. Yikes.
Yeah, they can be a couple inches long.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm.
It's probably more a southern thing, a little warmer
Yeah.
weather. But they do.
Yeah.
They're an orb weaver though, so they do big, beautiful webs.
Huh.
They're pretty harmless though, as long as they
Nikki,
stay outside them.
Yeah, exactly. Nikki, are you having your show tonight?
It depends what the doctor says or how I feel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Keep an eye out on the Reseller Squad and Alabama Pickers page, because he lets me advertise on there too.
Yeah, that's
and I'll
great.
keep you posted. And my page, if you're friends with me, I'll post it on mine too.
Yeah, Ringo's getting some mama love.
I can't believe how lethargic that dog is. I mean, I know it's a puppy, but holy smokes, it just lays there.
Well, not all the time.
That's because he partied too hard last night.
Oh my gosh.
Everybody else was asleep.
It was about 3:30. I woke up, and I had put him in the bathroom. That way, he wouldn't get stuck in something in the house or whatever. And I tried to get him to lay in the bed with me, but he was not going to have that. So I put him in a tote, put him in the, put some blankets out for him and in the bathroom, and left the light on, and then I got up to use the bathroom, and of course I had to go in there, and yeah. He decided he wanted to stay up for a while, and
keep him up all day.
I can't do that.
Keep him awake.
He's a baby. He's gonna sleep. He's gonna take.
I used to do that.
Usually he's just gonna like, eat, poop, play a little bit, and then go to sleep. So
with Lugnut, I wouldn't let him go to sleep all day, and then he'd sleep at night.
Well, that makes sense. Maybe when he gets a little bit bigger.
Otherwise, they get their nights and days mixed up.
Yeah.
Just like babies do.
Yeah, that's true.
So I see all your board games back there, Tessa.
Yep.
And does Perfection sell pretty good? I see you got Perfection back there.
Actually, I was looking at that one yesterday. I just cleaned out. You guys were talking about this morning, moving your unlisted inventory out of your room. I cleaned my inventory room out and got rid of, well, not got rid of, but pulled out my unlisted inventory out of my listed inventory room. So a lot of the stuff that's back there has been here for a very long time, like when I first started selling. And so a lot of the games behind me may not end up with, they probably may not sell. And the Perfection doesn't seem to be doing a whole lot, not that one anyways. But they used to, you could sell just the pieces. If you had the pieces, you could sell them for like $10. So I would just pull it out of the box and list the pieces real quick. And I may still try that, but there's not really a lot on there selling, so we'll see. There's a few of them that are selling, like the Simpsons Clue, that sells pretty good. You can't see them back there, but there's a whole bunch of Risks. Some of those sell really, really well. And then the Monopoly pieces, the tokens, if they're the nice metal tokens, and especially the character ones. So when you're looking at like Star Wars or Lord of the Rings or Game of Thrones, any of those versions of Monopoly do really, really well. So that's what I usually look for now. But like I said, I'm trying to go through inventory that I've been storing for a while. Got to clean it up and get some of this stuff out of my house. I can't stand the clutter.
Yeah, I have a pile of games out in the garage that I've had for a few years. Back in the day, I mean, I used to be able to sell games I mean, that was actually a big part of my business was selling games. And, I mean, they sold so good. And it was back when it wasn't that expensive to ship them, you know.
Right.
Especially around Christmas time. I would just stock up around Christmas time and get them listed. And, I mean, I would sell just about every game I had, you know. But I have a problem with buying board games just because I like to play them. Like the other day I bought Operation because I want my kids to play with me. Even though my kids are adults and I'm an adult, but I still thought it would be fun.
I think we're all just kind of kids at heart, though. You know.
Well, me and my kids, we like playing stuff like that. We like playing games and.
Now we have a whole closet full of board games that are ours. So.
Yeah.
And then I buy games all the time. Like you said, I think sometimes I just buy them because I like them. So.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know. I mean, I think when you sell stuff, like, you know, we definitely sometimes chase the dollar and you go after something that's going to be a big sale. But at the same time, I think you kind of need to like it. And so, like clothes, I hate clothes. I hate doing laundry. I hate putting clothes on hangers. It's just been one of those things I just don't like to do anyway. So why would I sell clothes?
Right.
You know, because then I have to deal with them. I have to wash them. I have to fold them. And I have been kind of branching out into clothes a little bit just because I feel like it's a good kind of, you know, filler and it does bring in some money. And of course, we have the bins here in Charlotte. So that makes it easy. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I've got into the toys and the games because I have lots of nieces. I have 7 nieces. And well, we have 1 nephew, but he's older. But they spent a lot of time here. And for a few years, I kept one of my nieces from the time that she was like 6 months until she was like 3. So poor Sally needs to go to bed.
Aww. Sally, go to
I'm
bed.
trying.
Go to bed, honey.
But I got into toys because of that, though, and, you know, started buying stuff at yard sales and flea markets for her so they would have toys for her to play with. And then gradually I started kind of, you know, rotating out. I was like, oh, I can sell this on eBay. And it just kind of happened. You know, I was like, oh, well, I can make some money at this stuff, you know. So I'll sell anything that I can make money off of. But my passion, what I have fun with, has a tendency to be, you know, the toys and stuff. And, you know, and I still have nieces. My sister has 2-year-old twins that are over here once in a while and a 5-year-old. And my brother is actually pregnant with twins. So, you know, they're just going to keep coming.
Wow. So twins
Yeah.
running the family, I'm assuming.
They actually do, but both my brother and my sister, well, of course my brother's wife, not him, but they both had some fertility help there. So wasn't completely natural twins, but of course, then again, you never know. It could have still,
Right.
you know, I guess it could have come from natural, but you know.
Yeah.
But we're excited. 2 such twins. Yep.
Wow. That's great.
You know, next to being a mom, being an auntie is the best thing in the world. I am so close to my nephews and nieces. And I'm like a second mom to them. And their aunts are like second moms to mine. You know, I love being an auntie.
Yeah, it's so much fun because I get to send them home.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love children, and I probably would have continued to have children. But I had a lot of issues, and doctor ended up doing a hysterectomy on me right after my son was born. I was really young, so I just couldn't have any more. And my husband and I have talked about even taking in foster kids. So eventually we might do that. But at the same time, like now, like where my kids are, they're 22, 20, and 17. And it's just so nice that I don't have to deal with the little ones right now. And,
Right.
you know, because sometimes the older kids are more work.
It's true.
Well, and
I mean, I'm not dressing them and changing diapers, but sometimes it's more work and more worry and more stress. So
Right.
I'm thankful for little ones that I can go love on and then send them home.
Yeah. Sally,
Hmm.
go to bed. Go to bed, or I'm going to tell Naked Man to get you up and take you to bed. I'm telling.
Am I snoring?
No, but you're sleeping. You're dozing.
I'll go have a cigarette and I'll be better.
So that.
Okay.
She's trying to get her 10 listings in.
I know. And I understand that, but you know,
Well, she's not going to get much. She's not going to get much done. Dozing.
No, she's not. So I hate to see her struggle like that.
Mama J, why'd you come in and leave? Why didn't you stay?
Yeah, I know. I seen that. Come on in. Join the party. Yeah, I've definitely got some listing to get done today. My my lawnmower broke yesterday when I was trying to mow the lawn. So within about, I think I was in about maybe 10 or 15 minutes of mowing and it broke. So I'm going to have to figure out what I can need to do with that.
I see Valerie, the other Valerie, she says, my daughter would love you because she's 21 and loves to play. Doesn't watch TV hardly at all, but she wants to play board games. I love board games. There's nothing, I mean, you know, I miss back in the day when people would come over and play cards, and me and my sister-in-law and her boyfriend and stuff. And we'd, you know, I'd make a big dinner or whatever. We'd eat and play cards or play some kind of board game. I mean, that was fun stuff.
Yep.
Good, wholesome fun, you know.
Well, yeah, now and when everybody gets together, they're still on their phone. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
There are a couple of games that you can play with the phones, though. I mean, my small group I get together with, you know, we do like Bible study and stuff. We play Heads Up sometimes. I think that's what it's called. The one where you put the headbands on your head, or not the headbands, but you hold something up here and you can't see it, but everybody else can see it.
Right.
And you have to guess what it is. It's kind of like charades, but you know, it's on your head.
Yeah.
And they have one you can do on your phone where you hold your phone up that way.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And you hold it up, and if you get it right, then you tilt it back. But if it's wrong, you tilt it down, and it flashes a new one for you. It's actually a lot of fun. And then my son found one on the Xbox. I believe it was on the Xbox. It's called Jackbox or Jack Party. And it's got a lot of them. Like they hook their phones to it. So when all my nieces and nephews come over, and the kids will get together and they play it, and it's like Pictionary, but they're doing it on their phones because they connect their phones.
Oh.
And but it gets them all laughing and playing. So you know, I'm like, well, that's a compromise, but it works. Guess it's better than them all texting someone who's not there. So you know.
Right. I like to play cards. I like to play rummy. And this last visit with my daughter, I actually you know, when you're younger, when you're a younger parent and you think that you've taught your kids, you know, just all the different things that you know about, you know, I thought I had taught my daughter how to play rummy and stuff like that, but you know, she said, no, I've never learned, and I don't know how to play. And so it's kind of good, you know, her being an adult, it's kind of good that that we got to, you know, do that, and she loves it now.
Is it Rummy 500 or just gin rummy?
It's just gin rummy.
I don't know. Card games is one I've never gotten into. The only thing I play is Cards Against Humanity, and I don't think that counts.
I haven't played that yet. I would love to play that. I've heard that's hilarious.
It really is. It's. Have you ever played Apples to Apples with the kids?
No.
It's a lot like Apples to Apples, which is basically like it's word association is what it is.
Okay.
They give you a term and they give you a definition, and then everybody has a card with. They have cards with different things on them, and they have to pick the one that most closely associates with it. And so Apples to Apples is definitely the, the G-rated version. A little more
right,
clean, I guess. But Cards Against Humanity is kind of the same thing, but it's really inappropriate. But my son has it, so we get together and play it every once in a while.
Cool.
I know we're a strange family. Go to church and play Cards Against Humanity, but when your kids are adults, that's kind of what happens. You're like, all right, well.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I kind of look at it as being more diverse. You just have there's a little diversity and everything, but as long as everybody can get along, and then that's what matters. Hank Allen Cash. I like the work. I like to work in the yard into my schedule, so he doesn't have to put. He doesn't have to, but the mower is a POS, and I can't keep it running. Belts come off. Thought so. She's got that high. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it goes along with her needing to get some sleep too. She didn't get very much sleep yesterday, so like maybe 4 hours of sleep before she had to wake up and go to work. So and then she has also some narcolepsy issues. So I'm sure that has something to do with it too. So I'm sure just being tired, but she was telling me yesterday, I said, Sally, you really need to go to bed because you have to go to work. She said, well, I want to get my 10 listings done. And I said, yeah, but there's, she said, I'm just going to do it. I have to do it. There's no other way around it. So she said, stop bugging me. Yeah. Blackberry Thistle Tea says my dad has 6 acres of yard and someone quoted him $300 to cut it. That's a lot.
Wow.
But, I mean, that's a lot of land, too. So, I know I have an acre. Well, the house is on an acre. I'm sure probably about a half acre of actual mowing yard. But I don't know. I think I'll probably just see if my neighbor can, because he does the park across the street. I think I'm just going to ask him if he can come over and mow it, and then I'll try and do something with the backyard. Maybe just use the weed eater and try to keep it manageable until next year. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. I just don't have a whole lot of money or time to put into it. So
Welcome back, Mama J.
yeah, there you are.
My camera is not working. It goes through these spurts where sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. I don't know why.
Huh.
But it's the one that's built into the laptop, but whatever. I mean, it's okay.
Yeah. We can at least
eventually I'll just get a separate camera and make it easier. Just plug it in and be done.
Yeah. At least we can hear you, so that's a good thing.
Yeah. I am working on today doing jeans.
Your
So,
what?
well, because I was talking to Sally the other day, and she told me how she kind of stores her jeans. And I was like, I'm going to do that. That's awesome because it saves time. It saves space in my tubs where I
Right.
have everything else. And so today, that's what I'm going to start working on. I have like 200 pairs that that I haven't even listed. I'm going to keep the ones that are already in the bins until I sell them, and then I'll transfer over eventually all of it. But yeah, I have about 200 to process today. So that's going to be fun. But I think it'll save space.
Yeah.
That's a lot of jeans.
I've been thinking about maybe going to the banker's boxes, and I know that's what you use. Just because I have a lot of clothing, and it really does take forever for me to find a piece of clothing, just because I have so much of it. And I really need to do like a inventory system where I know exactly where everything is at. And,
Yeah, it's way easier to find the stuff in the banker boxes for sure.
yeah.
So there's just not as much to dig through. It's nice.
Right.
But for the jeans, how she just throws them in the bowl, and then they'll already be ready to ship. It'll just be a lot. I think time-wise, it'll be a lot easier. And jeans are hard to find in anything because they blend. So if you have more than one pair of jeans in any tub or even banker boxes, they just blend together. So
right, that's
yeah,
true. That makes sense.
Yep. So I'm excited to get that done.
Yeah, Hank Allen Cash says I use a mix of totes, banker boxes, open shelving for stacking jeans and hard goods. I'm kind of the same way. I use for all my everything that's not clothing goes on a shelf. For the most part, I do have a few totes of just the hard goods, but I actually want to switch that over to the shelf. I'd like to do that. See how that works, but
I like shelving.
it's
expensive.
It can be, yes. It can be. I had gotten one of those, and it's probably been a couple of years that I got one of those, the big heavy duty shelves from Menards. I think we got it from, and it's like a 5 shelf system. And so I have that in the room. That can hold a lot of things, a lot of weight. The white shelves that you get from Walmart, they're okay, but you just can't put a lot of weight on them, or they start sagging.
I get my shelves that I use are the ones that are from Sam's Club, and it's the $60 metal ones with this kind of like board-like insert, and those shelves hold a lot of weight. I mean,
that's good.
So, but they are $60 a pop, so you're looking at, I mean, it adds up pretty quick.
Yeah, I think that's what my heavy duty one was 60.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I could definitely put some totes on there if I wanted to save some room and everything, but like I said, I always put my hard goods on there. So I don't know. One of these days I'll get a good inventory system where I have everything in its place and everything that works. Everything flows good. So
Yeah, but even when you do get there, it's like you're ever evolving. So
yeah,
I don't know.
that's true.
I don't know if you ever get to a point where you're like, yeah, I got this. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm always in my head there. It's always the gears are always like, I think I could do something different. So
Keep an eye out
never.
for like school auctions and like stores going out of business and stuff. Sometimes you can get some really good deals on shelving.
Yeah.
I order most of mine either on eBay or Amazon, and it's pretty much the same shelves that sell at Costco or Sam's that are $60, but they deliver them to the door.
Huh.
So it's the same price. It's $59.99. But then
Right.
I don't have to worry about trying to lug it home either. So
Right.
it's already here. So that's pretty nice.
Yeah. Absolutely. Oh my gosh. My mother-in-law just realized I am not working full-time, so she called to ask if I could take her shopping and run to a few stores. Oh my God, someone kill me. Isn't that that's the way it goes, I tell you. And then Blackberry Thistle Tea says, Mary, oh, you mean you're just not sitting around eating bonbons? Oh my gosh.
That was the good thing about going to, well, it's a good thing about this kind of thing, doing a live show where you're talking to people. But I did the Carolina reseller meetup the other week, and it was the second one that I went to. And that's the nice thing about doing it is that, we were talking to like-minded people. And let me tell you, you're not alone in that people think you're not working. Like, even my own mom, and she knows I've been doing this for a few years. She has she'll say, well, you want to come over? You want to hang out? And I'm like, well, I really need to work. I'm really, working on the business right now. I'm really pushing it. And she just kind of laughs, like, like I'm just, I don't know. Like she thought I was making up an excuse or something. I don't know. And then I actually recently employed her and had her come over and showed her my system for like inventory and, all that stuff. And all of a sudden, like her whole tune changed. It was kind of funny. People just I don't know. They don't think of it. I've had people say, oh, well, my kids have come home and said that somebody else's parent said, well, why doesn't your mom get a real job?
Right.
And I'm like, well, I hate to tell you, but I make just as much money as I would if I had a part-time job. So, and that's all the hours I would have would be part-time. So,
Right. Yeah, I agree.
That was the great thing about the meetup was meeting other people, and they were like, yeah, we hear that all the time. So it was nice.
I had my niece, she used to laugh every time I called this a business. And she's like, that's not a business. And I was like, why isn't it a business? Well, it's not like you own anything. And I says, no, but it's like the mall. As you don't say J.C. Penney's ain't a business. Something like that. I said, it's just like having a store at the mall.
Yeah.
Little kiosk in the middle of the mall that sells printer ink. That's a business.
Well, I mean, and everybody has to get started somewhere.
Right. That's exactly
Because
right.
you do own stuff. I mean, I would tell them, you want to take all this inventory home? Because if I don't own anything, then I'm doing something wrong because there is way too much crap in my house for not owning nothing.
But that's the problem.
That
people are looking at that, though, like it's like you're just a hoarder, though, like it's just clutter. And a lot of times they look at it like it's just trash. They don't realize the value in those things, so it doesn't mean anything to them.
Right. Right.
It's a different mindset for sure. And that's why not everybody can do it. I mean,
right. That's true. My mother-in-law, she definitely doesn't understand. Like I'll tell people, that I have a show and that I we do it every day and they're just like it's kind of like it's almost over their head. Like they just don't get it. Like, you have a show. What are you talking about? You have a show. Yeah, I have a show. And I have people come on. We talk about reselling and life, and they're my friends, and you can kind of. I mean, they don't do it. They don't say much, but I can tell. The wheels are turning in their head. Like, that's just. I don't know.
like you're not.
Like an excuse almost.
Like
you know,
they're
it's
rolling
just,
their eyes.
yeah, like they're rolling their eyes. So, but, you know, can't let those people get to you because they'll definitely bring you down.
I just tell my boyfriend all the time because he doesn't really have the mindset. I always tell him, I got to go downstairs to talk to my fake friends. And then I just walk down the stairs and he doesn't say anything else and we just leave it at that. So I'm sure one day he's going to like try to admit me or something. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
My husband used to be that way about these hangouts and stuff. And why do you spend so much time with those people and blah, blah, blah. But now he seems to be understanding it a little better,
Mm-hmm.
it seems like. And so now he's a lot more accepting of it. Because when I talked about having a show, just sell on eBay and that's enough. I mean, you know, that's not going to bring money into the house and blah, blah, blah. I don't know. It seems like he understands it a little more. I don't know. It's like you had to come around, you know.
Yeah, maybe after time. Because mine still, when we drive by, like when we're driving or something, he sees a help wanted sign. He's like, look, they're hiring. And I'm like, yeah, that's nice. Are you going to work there? And he's like, no, I mean, I'm talking about you. And I'm like, oh, well, looks like a good job for you, but I'm kind of busy.
But you know what I did with my husband? I don't know if you know, but my husband used to think of this as just a little hobby that Nikki was doing, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I so badly wanted to quit my job. And my husband's always been supportive of whatever I do. I've been the same with him. So, I mean, that's not really the issue, but I just wanted him to understand that this was more than just a little hobby I was doing. eBay account into his phone one day. And all day long, he was getting cha-ching. Good thing it was a busy day. All day long. And he's like, how much you sell? And for the next few days, I actually had to log him out because he would call me every single time there was a sale or text me. Thing sold for? Did you see how much this thing sold for? It's like, no, I'm completely oblivious to it. I'm telling you for how many years, you know? Oh, you actually make more money at this than you do your job. I said, hello. I've been trying to tell you, you know. I can do the bill. I do all the bills. I do all the finances. There's money in his pocket. He doesn't care what I do.
Yeah.
As far as the bills go. So completely oblivious to all that. I mean, he knows, you know, as long as he's got money in his pocket, we got money, you know, or whatever. But that's about all he really knows. Say, you know, I want to spend, like the other day, you know, he wanted to buy that $4,000 trailer, and he's like, do we have the money? And I'm like, yeah. So he was fine with that, you know, as long as he's got money in his pocket, he's good. Well, so he had no clue what I was depositing into the accounts, you know.
Right.
So he had no clue how much money I was really making. And now he wants to quit his job and go full-time on eBay. So
well, since men don't really, I'm not going to say all men, I'm not going to be sexist, but since majority of men don't really grasp the whole details of things all the time, I just like to flash mine the, you know, like my 90-day total. And just because it looks good, we all know that that's not realistic, but it looks nice. So he's like, oh, okay, man, that's a lot. And I'm like, yeah, see, I'm loaded. And he it's like the only way he understands, like, okay, I'm making something.
Right.
Because, you know, he doesn't realize the fees and stuff, which is fine. I like it that way. Because then he's like, okay, yeah, you're making money.
Right.
So that's the only way I get him to understand. Just show him that money.
Show me the money.
This one time we were at an estate sale, and it was his choice to stop. I really honestly didn't feel like stopping that day. But because I'm not really big on estate sales. Usually estate sales mean expensive, you know. Anyways, it was Sunday. There were no other rummage sales or anything going on. So let's stop. So he stopped at this estate sale, and he was in a good mood. You know, buying this, buying that. You know, I was picking this out, and he's like, "Oh, check this out, check this." In tune with what I was doing, and he was so, like, he was excited about it, you know. And I picked up one of those Billy Bass things, you know, them talking fish. Why in the hell would you buy that stupid thing? And I was like, because it sells. Oh, whatever. And then instantly he was like crabby at me, like almost the whole day. I was like, what is your issue? I said, it's going to sell. Oh, whatever, blah, blah, blah. You're just wasting money on stupid shit. Da, 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 da. So anyways, I listed it that night, and the next day it sold for like $30 or whatever it was. And I walked right into the bedroom, and it was about 6 o'clock in the morning, and he was still sleeping. So it must have been a Saturday because he was home. Oh, no, it was when he was held up with his shoulder. He was off of work.
Right.
Walked into his room the next day, or walked into our room the next day at 6 in the morning, and I showed him I put up and shoved my phone in his face. I said, and that's why I bought Billy the Bass yesterday. And he goes, oh my God, I can't believe it sold for that much. You know, I was like, it just felt so good to just shove that phone in his face, you know. That's why I bought it.
Yep.
Tells me, well, I don't know why you're buying that. It ain't going to sell. I don't know why you're buying that. It ain't going to sell. And then all of a sudden it sells, and it usually sells for quite a bit of money. And I just love showing them, you know. I'm like, here.
Yep.
They keep arguing with me because it makes things sell. Everything you say ain't gonna sell sells. So keep saying it.
Well, you know, and that was the thing with, I mean, Mike, when I started selling, you know, he was not really, I mean, he knew that I was making a little bit of money, but he didn't really know how much. And so when he started seeing, you know, hearing the cha-chings and, you know, hearing that I had sold stuff, then he was, you know, actually on board, and we started doing a lot more. We did some auctions together. We did some, we went to yard sales together and all of that. And then he actually started selling. He got an account of his own and started selling, you know, stuff, you know, that he was interested in, basically. And, you know, so we were doing it, and I was working full time at the time. And even though I was part time, he knew that I wanted to go full time. And, you know, one day I was very upset about work, and, you know, they kind of screwed me over on some bonus money. And so we, you know, he's like, why don't you just quit? And I was like, really? And he said, yeah, just put your 2 weeks notice in, and, you know, just quit, and you can do this full time. And then I kind of got like glossy eyed because I was like, can I really do this? You know, can we really make it just on, you know, what I make from eBay? And it was really, it was more of a reality check, because I thought, man, you know, and so we basically sat down, crunched numbers, and we found out we would actually be making money even if I didn't do eBay and stayed home. He said we'd be doing better. We're losing money with you going to work, because I was driving an hour, you know, both ways. So, and then he's, you know, said to go full time, and I jumped on it. I was a little apprehensive, you know, because of insurance, and, you know, that's always a scary thing, not to have any insurance and all that. But, you know, we did it. We made it work. So.
I think besides the insurance, that's one of those things people don't take into consideration, that, you know, you have to have clothes if you're working a job. You know, no matter where you're at, you're going to have either uniforms, or you're going to have, you know, some type of clothes that you have to have that fit the dress code, whether it be dress clothes or scrubs or, you know, whatever else you're doing. But then you also have gas, and then you have lunches, and a lot of people are eating out every single day, or you're getting, your cappuccino at Starbucks every day. And, besides the insurance issue, which a lot of us carry insurance through our husbands anyway. So, for the woman to be, at work, a lot of times it does really cost the family. And it's not just, those type of things. It's also, you got to think, if your kids are in the care of somebody else, or they're in a daycare when they're small, that means they're going to be sick more often.
Right.
That means you're missing work. Like, the costs are just, I don't think there's even a way you can really even like quantify that. Like,
Yeah.
You just are, if you can figure out how to do it, if, as long as you're not like really, really in debt and you got some, major bills, like if you can possibly stay home, like you said, it's probably costing you money to work. If, you can sit down and really put a number on that.
Right. Right. But, and then the way that we were looking at the insurance, because I was definitely concerned about that. But I was paying, what was I paying? I was paying $500 a month for insurance. Plus we had an $8,000 deductible. And so, looking at the times that we go to the doctor, it just didn't really, it didn't add up. It just didn't add up, because we would go to the doctor maybe twice a year. Rarely did we go to the emergency room. We're both in fairly good health. And so we decided that we could go without the insurance, for a while, and until, maybe we find a policy that we can, get on and everything. So, of course,
Right.
I did that in April, and then in August he passed away. So that was another big realization that, oh, it's all on me. We had 2 car payments. We had, so I had to readjust all of my finances. I could have, went and got a job, and it just wasn't, I wanted to make this work, because he actually had the faith in me that I could do it. So I wanted to continue that. So,
well, and I think once you taste that freedom, it's a different world.
Right.
Definitely.
Right.
It's terrifying to get there. It's like the scariest thing in the world to completely quit. It's like a sick stability that you get in your head after years of conditioning of telling you have to work a job, you have to do this in society, and then you die. Okay, so like, you have that mindset forever because that's what you're raised on. Right. And then you get that other side of like what life can be, and you're like, what am I doing? Like, I'm never going to do that again.
Right.
Like, I'll find a way to make money.
Yeah.
So, yeah. She tasted the freedom, now she can't go back.
My dad, he works at the unemployment agency helping people find jobs. And so when I quit my job, for months and months, he kept sending me emails for jobs. And he'd call me up on the phone, hey, I found this really cool job that you might be interested in. And it's like, Dad, I have a job. Oh, that's not a job, blah, blah, blah. You need to get back to work, da, 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 da. And it's like, I have a job, well, now he's understanding it more, but back in the day, he was like, get a job, But he's from that generation, where you work and you get a pension and you retire.
Yeah.
I'm really lucky. Go ahead, sorry.
It's not like that anymore, you don't, you're lucky if you get a, swift kick in the butt when you leave, it's that you're just a number basically, and it's not like that for every employer, people that work for, for a company or whatever. It's not like that all the time, but I've experienced it. It's more than likely it's going to be
crappy.
Sorry, the mailman's here.
See, I'm lucky in the sense that my dad, he actually owns his own business, and he didn't even like graduate school or anything because he had to help his family. But he did the Walmart manager thing and all this other stuff. And now he owns his own business, and my mom does eBay. So I'm kind of lucky in the sense that I do have at least people that are like, okay, I understand what you're doing. And my dad's just like, well, just do it. Okay, well. And my mom, she's doing the same thing. She calls me and I didn't get any dang sales for 2 days. You know, she's cussing at the world, and then she gets a sell and she's like calling me, look, it looks like you didn't sell anything. I did. And I'm like, okay. It's a running competition. So.
Well, my dad, he had his own business, but he was also an engineer, worked at a job, had his own business, and then he also had a couple rentals. So yeah, I mean, in my dad's world, yeah, you can have your own business, but you need to work. You know, and he made good money at his business. I mean, he's a chief engineer. And he did boilers and stuff for many businesses. So, I mean, it wasn't like we couldn't live off of what he was making. It's just, you know, he wanted that security of, you know, a retirement plan. Well, then when he was in his late 50s, I think it was. Would have been in his middle 50s because it was before my mom passed away. So he was in his middle 50s, and the job that he was at, where he was supposed to have a pension and everything, had ended up getting rid of him, of all the older guys, and trying to save themselves on retirement.
Mm-hmm.
So they had gotten rid of him, and of course he found another job. I mean, he always had headhunters looking for him, so it was no big deal. But he realized that, you know, you can't depend on retirement because, you know, luckily he had saved for his retirement and he had a bunch of annuities and everything like that. But he's like 73 now, and he still hasn't, he's gone down to 2 days a week, but he hasn't retired. You know,
Yeah.
just up until a few months ago, he was working another job doing boilers for the school district, you know, and it's like, he tells me one day, he goes, yeah, my friend's kids, they threw him this really nice retirement party. It'd be nice if my kid would throw me a nice retirement party. I said, well, you got to retire first, Dad. Not partially retire.
Nikki, your dad sounds a lot like mine. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, he doesn't want to quit, you know, and give up because, you know, he figures if he slows down, that's when you get old, you know.
Yeah. Well, my dad actually passed away in 2015, but he was actually a chief engineer working in big food factories. So, like, he worked for Mitchum Potatoes and potato chips. He worked for Flowers Industries, which does like bunny bread, or Bebo Bear. I don't know if you're familiar with like the what do you call it? The honey buns. So they did a lot of like snacks and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. But he actually fell and broke his leg back in '89, and then when he came back, they fired him. So then he started his own business. Out of necessity. And so he ran his own business selling and working on restaurant service equipment. So like the big ovens and stuff like that. So that's what he did for years. But he also sold on eBay. So when I said something about starting a business, he was always the one that said, yeah, do it. Go out and do it. Why are you telling me? You know, quit talking about it and do it.
And my dad has always been supportive of everything I do, most everything. But he, and with the eBay thing, I mean, now he's come around, you know, I mean, like, now he's like, if he hears me sell something, he's like going out and trying to find something like that. And then he'll bring stuff home all the time and say, oh, come over and see this. I want to see what you think about it, you know, and blah, blah, blah. Not that he wants to sell anything, because he doesn't sell stuff. He wants to keep it, you know, he likes his stuff, you know. And, but he just wants to see what I say it's worth. You know, he wants the satisfaction of, oh, I only paid this, but it's worth this. You know,
Right.
but he's finally come around. You know.
Well, look what the cat drug in.
With his teeth.
I don't. You don't mind if I join you guys? I mean, I know I'm just a man and don't know much. My
He
thought
made
pattern
some-
is limited.
No, you can join us. That's fine.
It's because I was hating on men. It's okay. I'm sorry.
She got it.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm just playing around.
Oh,
It's
I know.
all right.
Oh my God, no testosterone.
Hmm.
Well, Jason's kind of girl-like, so he's okay. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Oh, Nikki can pick on me all she wants because she gets help from me, so I don't care. Say whatever you want, Nikki.
So how's your warehouse coming along?
Pretty good. I'm almost done. I'm on the home stretch. So I kind of I'm waiting on some supplies and stuff. I put up the shelving thing, but I'm 2 shelves short, and of course Lowe's ran out, so now I have to source it at a further distance Lowe's,
Oh, wow.
which is annoying.
Right.
What do you call it? Where's the carries aren't here today?
I don't see them on there. Nope.
I was hoping they were on. I need to buy a plastic nipple, and I know that he's the first person I thought of to go to.
Does he know courses?
I know he's got a few in stock. Don't
Just
ask
2?
why.
Yeah, don't ask.
Don't ask why.
I was thinking the same thing, why, but I don't know if I
Yeah, no.
probably don't.
Honestly, what kind of nipple are you looking for? For like plumbing nipple, you mean?
No,
for an animal.
those what do you call it? You know, those things he had, the body parts.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Aesthetics?
Yeah. So
See, I thought, I tried to redeem you, Jason, and tried to make it manly, but you just stirred it up.
well, we had an issue at the house the other day, and with the dog, and unfortunately he bit Jessica
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
in a not so nice area.
Oh, no.
So I was hoping if I got him like a little nipple toy, he would stay away from it.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh my God.
So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. Well, that's awful.
Yeah, she's not too happy.
Oh, yeah, I can imagine.
In fact, we were both in the doghouse that night. Yeah.
I suppose you laughed, huh?
What? Oh,
I
laugh?
suppose you laughed.
Yeah. Yeah.
How could you? I mean, you have sympathy, but then it's just such an odd place to get bit. You kind of have to laugh.
Yeah, exactly. But she did not find it amusing whatsoever.
I'm sure. I'm sure. Not.
Nor did she the next day. So.
Right. Right. Well, yeah, maybe that would, maybe like a nipple cover. Maybe that'll help.
Yeah, something.
Or something.
Oh, I have a question. Jason, do you offer
Yeah.
automatic returns no matter the reason? Well, I don't do automatic returns, but I prefer they go through the process. But most of the time, under $50, I usually just refund and keep the item. Over $50, depends on what's wrong with it. Like if it got totally broken, or or if it's completely intact and resellable. I I don't get a super lot of returns, and if they are, they're usually in that $10 to $50 range. So, you know, I'm usually pretty diligent with just giving anyone a return, really. I don't like kind of waste time on that sort of stuff. But returns are very low for me.
My experience with automatic returns was I always had automatic returns turned on because I, like Jason, I get very rarely returns. But one time I did have automatic returns on, and the person, for a reason that I didn't have to pay shipping, but because I had automatic returns on, punched the wrong, even though I had something to back me up in the messaging saying that the reason was they should have paid the shipping back. But because I had automatic returns turned on, everything was already set up for them to return it and everything. And eBay couldn't reverse it, they said. And they told me not to turn on automatic returns, which this was only probably maybe about 6 months ago or 8 months ago, so it wasn't that long ago. And now all of a sudden, eBay wants us to turn on automatic returns. So, because, you know, but, you know, like 6, 8 months ago, they used to be against you turning on automatic returns. Now they want you to.
Yeah, I mean, once in a while, I get like a bugaboo. Like this one guy, I think last month, wanted to return a $500 item. And he was kind of like testing the waters to try to get a discount out of me.
Mm-hmm.
And he said it didn't work. And like, I mean, I tested it beforehand. It was perfect. So I wrote him back and I was like, just open up a return, send it right back to me. I have no problem whatsoever at all. Then I get a message later on. Oh, it works now. Never mind. I'm good. He was kind of like seeing if I would flinch. I was like,
yeah.
Magically,
and that's the thing with,
yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's fine.
I mean, basically, magically, all of a sudden, it works perfectly now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've had that happen.
But like I said, I had automatic returns on mine, and not free. You know, the buyer always pays, unless it's a INAD. But I actually turned the automatic off just because I felt like I needed to be a little more involved in that process, just so I can, make sure there's no, I don't want to say hanky panky, but and nothing scammy going on is what I'm trying to say.
I mean, it's just nice to be kept in the loop. I mean, if I wanted to automate everything, I'd get a robot and you'd be talking to him right now,
Right. You'd be in bed.
Yeah, I'm I like to be a hands-on type of person when it comes to the business for the most part.
Right. And that's part of business, is having returns and having, so why wouldn't you be involved? So.
Right. Yeah. It's a part, but it's a very small part. You don't have to go in worrying about that sort of stuff, really.
Can I have a link, since Jason is here to protect us men? Why, sure.
Oh, jeez. Like Todd's
actually,
man.
Actually, Silver, I'm actually going to be closing down the show here pretty quick, just because I got a lot of stuff to get done, and so I can catch you tomorrow. I'll send you a link. That's no problem.
Well,
that works. Of course, tomorrow you'll probably have estate sales to be going to and all that good stuff too. Oh, don't get your panties in a wad. Oh
That's
my
funny.
gosh.
Well, I thought you girls would find this interesting. Check this out. It's a 1970s butter dish. How cute is that?
Oh, I want that. That is so cool.
That is
That's adorable.
Yeah. Ends up it's worth a few bucks too.
Nice.
I mean, there's no maker's name on it, but I just did a general search.
Yeah.
You do okay.
That is
That
cool.
was cute. And then for the next show and tell, does anyone know what this is? And it came with this, which looks like it holds a candle.
What's the bottom look like?
The bottom is here,
Huh.
and it says Norcrest, Japan.
I've heard of Norcrest, but
it some kind of centerpiece?
It is. I looked it up like when I got it a while back. This is like old stuff that I'm like fishing out again that I forgot about. And I remember it's a centerpiece for like a dining room table, and but it has a specific name, and it starts with a P. That's all I can remember. I was hoping maybe one of you guys knew.
No.
No. All right, I'll have to just do that. I hate when I do research twice.
I know.
I should have saved it.
the groove in it is throwing me off because that's like, why does that need to be there? Why is there a groove there?
Yeah, I don't know. It's almost like you could put like water in it or something.
You know what I'm kind of thinking
Or
is
Maybe it's for
is
like
I'm thinking like a
flowers.
candle, and then to put like a glass, like some kind of a glass covering that would go into the middle groove.
I remember that on some of the ones I saw, there were actually 4 of these smaller pieces.
So
Like
those
it's
are probably,
missing.
yeah.
4 would be a set.
So those probably have the taper candles, and then this one has the bigger. The ring is for the bigger candle. I'm guessing. I'm completely guessing.
And then it's missing like a dome
Right.
shaped glass piece. Yeah, that would make sense.
Either the dome or even if it's, you know, because sometimes like the home decor, it'll have like the big glass, the round glass thing that the candle goes in. So it'll have the big candle and then the glass dome. And sometimes it's enclosed, sometimes it's not. But yeah, I'm sure that's what it is. It's probably, that's what it looks like to me.
Comfortable life is like, I don't know, but I'll give you $1 for free shipping.
The pansy. It's a pansy ring and 2 candle holders.
Pansy. Let me
Is
write
that it?
That's a name of a flower, pansy, not a name of a centerpiece. Pansy is the name of the flower that's on it. That's why it was throwing me off. I was like, what the hell is he talking about?
I remember when I found it, it was something with a P. I was like, I just couldn't remember.
Was that the right P word?
I think so. It kind of.
And it comes with 2 candle holders. You have 2 candle holders or just one?
Just one.
Well, originally it came with 2.
Okay.
But he'll still be able to sell it with one, I'm sure.
Okay. I mean, it's
vintage Norcrest pansy ring with 2 well, with yours is with 1 candle holder.
Okay.
There you go.
Somebody else is selling it for $36.99.
What was it?
Somebody's trying to sell it for $36.99.
All right.
I don't know if it's sold, but
Gotcha. All right. Now that I'm cleaning up everything, I'm finding like all this stuff that like I forgot about on shelves.
Right. That's good.
I'll look on eBay.
That's
and
good
see if
though. I
anything's
mean,
sold.
you know,
Oh yeah.
Get some of that extra stuff that has been lost.
I know. I'm finding lots of interesting stuff. Like remember those clips the other day I was showing you?
Mm-hmm.
Those end up selling for like almost $100, and it's just
really
been there for like a year.
Wow.
Yeah. I see it with 4 candle holders also.
Oh yeah, I thought I saw it with 4 when I was looking.
Yeah, none have sold, it looks like.
Alright.
But it looks like they have it around the $25 range, some of them, most of them.
Okay, I mean, as long as it's worth something. I mean, it's it's
Yeah.
kind of cool looking, and it's old, so it's not like I don't want to just toss it.
Yeah.
It is. I think it'll sell, but might
Well,
take a while.
especially with the holidays coming up,
Yeah.
people will be decorating and everything. So I think that'll.
Now,
Yeah.
what do you girls think on this? Is this worth anything?
What is it made of? Jade?
Jade?
I think it's jade because it's
Oh, that's so
set
cool.
color.
Yeah, there's a lot of followers. Elephants have a lot of followers. So
Especially jade elephants, if it really is jade.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not signed or anything, so I don't know if that matters.
No, it should be fine.
Okay.
No,
Alright.
there's a lot of people that like elephants. So
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's jade because it's like two shades of green, one
It looks like it.
a little darker and one a little lighter. in
right.
some spots, so it's not like a consistent solid color or anything.
Mhm.
It looks like jade elephants really don't go for that much money.
No.
About $15 to $25.
Yeah, you
Depends.
could put it up there. Put it up there for a $20 bill. You'd be fine. You'll sell it.
It's kind of cute, so.
If it doesn't have any
Yeah.
markings. I mean, there's a pair of antique Chinese jade carved elephants for $5. So, and then there's also some that went for $5. So that's when I say it's.
Oh, all right. All right. I mean, I'll give it a shot with that.
Yeah. What the heck? Right?
This was out of that lot back then when I had like 10 boxes of glassware, and I narrowed it down to I kept like one box full and donated the rest. So this was kind of the stuff I looked at and thought maybe it might have a chance. So
Yeah. Yeah. I really like that butter dish though.
yeah,
I think
that surprised me actually when I saw I think they were selling about $30-40.
Yeah.
I believe it.
And especially with, again, with the holidays and, people are going to want those unique items and everything. So
I could
Well,
swear.
that's what I say before the major holidays. Before the major holidays, that's when you want to list this kind of stuff because people are always looking for stuff for their tables.
Yep.
Well, that's a good point. Yeah. It is kind of holiday looking too, that thing. A little bit.
Well, for, people don't always have centerpieces on their tables, but during the holidays, yes, they do because they're going to be entertaining and stuff. So they're looking for cool centerpieces.
absolutely.
Right.
Get it listed.
I know.
Get it.
I still got. Oh, you know what? Before you end the show, let me show one or two more things I was curious on.
Okay.
Since you're all here.
15 pairs down.
Woohoo!
Too many damn pairs to go. This is going to take a while, but I don't know.
Anything worth it will though.
Yeah. And I
It's
always
worth it.
love getting it done because then I can go up and watch a movie and list crap and just go into relax mode.
Exactly.
Actually, just one piece. What do you guys think of this? I think
That's
it's
a light.
like an outdoor light where
Light
it
cover,
goes
yeah.
up,
Yep. Mhm.
But it's a cool pattern.
Yeah, swirl.
Yeah.
And that's almost like a jelly jar, except it's got curves in it. So, it's kind of like the jelly jar light cover.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely got some age to it too. It's not something modern.
Yeah.
But I got a pair of these. You think they're worth taking the time to list?
Yes, they are.
I would.
Yeah.
That's a lot of the stuff I sell is stuff like that. I love light covers.
What kind of category does this fall into on eBay? Do you know?
Outdoor lighting, is that a thing?
Lighting.
Is there a section for vintage outdoor lighting or?
Yeah, there is a section for light covers and light shades.
Light cover. So it's called a light cover.
It's like a light. I would call it a light shade or a light globe.
Globe. Okay. Yeah.
And I would put outside and ceiling light.
All right. I mean, it's pretty much outdoor, right?
Yeah.
It looks like an outdoor light, yeah.
Okay.
But, I mean, it could be a ceiling light too, or it could be one of those like wall lights that come out and come down.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably outside.
Okay. Oh, Valerie said I should go on the Nikki List It or Ditch It show.
There you go.
There you go. Sounds good.
Yeah.
I'll be looking for guests.
Are you?
I may not do it tonight because I'm pretty sick with my head, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah, keep me in the
And
loop.
next week I'm getting internet, so I might be able to have guests now.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Up in the world.
You're moving up in the world, Nikki?
I'm actually getting some internet at my house.
Awesome. That's great.
Out here in DFE. No, it's the same internet that I had before that was shitty.
Yeah.
But I thought, well, I'll give them another try and see if it.
Sounds good.
See if they've gotten any better. Because I haven't had internet here, DSL, for about 5 years.
Yeah.
6 years. And it was real shitty back then. In the last 5 to 7 years, they've improved it. We'll see.
Be worth
I
a
give them
try.
another chance.
Good deal.
Still the same
How
price.
do you have to go somewhere to print labels? How do you do eBay with no internet?
All off my phone and my tablet.
Okay.
I have unlimited mobile internet, so I do it all off. I do everything off my phone and my tablet, and I just connect to my wirelessly to my and I print my labels.
Huh. Okay.
The only thing I can't do without internet is do a damn hangout with other people. I can do a live show, but I can't do Google Hangouts with other people.
Okay.
So your tablet's still working, Nikki?
Yeah, it's still working. I just broke the corner of it. The back corner of it.
Oh, okay. It's just cosmetic.
Yeah. Yeah, my husband's pretty ticked about it. Every time I bring up buying a new phone.
Well, at least, it was a true accident. So, it could have happened to anyone, really.
I mean, I treated it like a baby. And so when it happened, I was completely devastated, because,
Right.
I mean, to replace it, it's a lot of money.
Right.
Just go out and I paid cash for it. So it's not like I paid it on payments,
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up for the day and hope everybody has a great day. We'll see you all later.
Bye.
All right. Bye.
See ya. Felicia?
Where are you?